So once again, we're finding that we are in the same series of crises that we've been for the last 5 years almost. And back in 2013, I wrote a book about how to get out of that crisis called The Way Out, or how electronic revenue credits can end the debt crisis, open government, and restart the economy. And uh, and just to show you that I did uh, write this and copyright it and publish it in 2013. So this has been out there for a little while, and it's just people. It's just been the case that people have been ignoring it. So, and I had the dedication to my fellow unheard Americans, which I'm certainly not being heard in this respect, though definitely we need to be heard. And in the preface, I'll just read that to get you a little bit interested in this. In Popular Capitalism, I present a more general solution to the root problem of our political economy, namely the problem of poverty. In the realm of political discourse, however, there are other problems which are made to seem more pressing. To those families pressed under the weight of grinding poverty, it is hard to find any problem more immediate. Yet there we have it, little interest in the root and an obsession with the leaves. So to those families I offer my apologies for this diversion, offering the solace that their needs are more likely to be addressed and with fewer reservations after politicians are shown a way out of the pit they have dug for us. So then I get into the notion here about the debt and the debt ceiling. In a strange bit of misdirection, the extent of federal debt is referred to as a ceiling rather than as floor. Indubitably, this is intended to give the impression that that is something to which we aspire, rather than something into which we have sunk. Hopefully, there are few of us who are still manipulated by such cheap rhetorical tricks, and hopefully there will be none once this deception is exposed. Let me express plainly the truth, which the phrase debt ceiling is meant to obscure. Debt is a bad thing, and more debt is worse. So we get into how I would resolve that, uh, and it has to do with a little story here that I have with regards to that, and the tool that I use to get us out of debt is called electronic revenue credits, as indicated in the title, that very long title, and by that mechanism, and it's defined in my book specifically for this book. So anything that you might have heard before by somebody else saying that phrase, it's not the same thing. And so I use that. I set up the whole mechanism there, I described that. I explain how we then use that to climb out of debt, and how we keep the government open. Of course, that's going to be greatly aided by not having a debt that's burdening us in our decisions, but there are other factors in play. And then how we start the economy. And then there's a little conclusion to that, and the what you're would be led to at that point would be popular capitalism, what I'm expressing there in terms of solving the problem of poverty. So, but this has a very immediate need, and if we can get people to buy it online in enough quantities so that you know how we get out of this pickle that we're in, and so that you can express that to the politicians and the friends of the politicians who are expressing ideas that are not going to help. And just to debunk a few things, it's not going to be a budget matter. It's not going to be some way of browbeating what's perceived as to be the evil other side, to get them to cut their expenses in one thing or the other. This is entirely a fiscal monetary solution, fiscal economic solution. So that's really the gist of it, and it's urgent that we get going on that. So thank you for listening for this rather long introduction to a very slender book. This is not that big, but it's more than I can put in any video. Bye.